Hello. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of building your network and why it's so essential in this business, and also tricks and tips on how to build your network via social media. So the first thing of why it's important to be building your network, because you need to be reaching out to different people. So if you are new in this business, you're gonna run through the people you know through Facebook, through Instagram. You're gonna run through those people pretty quick as far as offering the business or offering them different products. So it's super important that you start adding new people to your network to help build your business, because there's no way that you can build a business without talking to new people. All right, so first I'm gonna talk about how to build via Facebook. So you've noticed when you scroll Facebook that it'll give you the feature where it says people you may know. That is fine to use that feature to add people, but when you're adding friends from there, just double check to see who those mutual friends are. So if you're looking through and one of those mutual friends is someone in your upline, just don't add that person, because that's probably either one of their potentials, or it could be one of their friends or someone they're already trying to network with. So just try to stay away from mutual friends that are friends with your upline already. All right. Another way you can do it is to add friends of friends. So what you can do is, what I like to do especially, is go on your newsfeed and scroll and see who has some really good interactions, people that are liking and commenting, because those people that you want to add to your network, because those are the people that are going to interact with you. So let's say you scroll, you say, oh, Joe made a post and he's got 30 likes and comments, and wow, that was blown up. So go to and click on who liked and commented and start adding those people. And again, when you're adding people on Facebook, you don't want to add people unless you have 5 or more mutual friends. Because if you don't have 5 or more, it looks kind of sketchy, like, well, why are you adding me? We probably don't know each other. Whereas people don't really question it if you have more than like 5 or 6 mutual friends. It's like, oh, okay, maybe I met this person at a party or at an event and I don't remember meeting them. Happens all the time. So just roll with it. Another way you can also add people via Facebook is to search in your areas. So what I mean by that is, if there's an event going on, if there's a page about your area that you live in. So like, my parents live in a neighborhood in South Carolina, and they have a Facebook page dedicated to people that live in that area. So that's a great way to do it. When I lived in an area of Charlotte, they had the same thing. So I just went through and I added a bunch of those people, because we're basically neighbors. So it's good to know people that way. So that's another great way to do that as well. And also getting into groups. So especially if you're a mom, there's lots of mom-friendly Facebook groups. I'm a part of a bunch of different groups on Facebook to deal with like shoes and shopping, keto, all these different things I'm a part of, that I started talking to people in the page with. And then once I feel comfortable, like, okay, we've kind of established a connection, then I will add them as a friend. You don't want to go in, don't spam people, don't just start mass adding people, because that just looks sketchy. And then people are like, well, you're just adding me because you're trying to sell me on something, and that's not cool. So you want to make sure you're building that relationship, because people are always going to buy from you. People buy you before they buy your products. So if they don't know you or they don't trust you, chances are they're not going to trust some random stranger to buy a product from. They don't really feel like they can trust you. So again, you have to build that relationship. And talk about building relationships, well, how do you do it? So on Facebook and on Instagram, when you're commenting and liking stuff, you don't want to just scroll through your Instagram feed and just double click and like everyone's stuff. You want to comment. People want interaction. They want to be told that their stuff looks good, or their hair has having a nice day, or whatever it is. So you always want to post 6 or more words. Don't just say like, oh, super cute. Oh, you look really pretty. It's, oh, I love your shirt. Where did you get it? Or, oh my gosh, your lashes are gorgeous. Are they real? You know, I always like to have a question in there after, like, give a compliment, ask a question, because then people kind of feel like they have to respond to it. So like, people on spring break right now, I've been saying like, oh my gosh, your outfit is so cute. Where did you find it? Or, looks like you're having a great time. Where in Miami are you staying? Or, what kinds of things are you doing while you're there? I'm planning a visit there in so and so months. Even if you're not, who cares? It's still getting a good interaction post. So again, just interact with people. It's important to do it that way. All right, so how to build followers via Instagram. So if you're not on Instagram, you need to be. This is a freaking gold mine. Guys, I've sold to people in other countries via Instagram. I sold to a girl in Ireland. No, I don't know her. No, I'm never gonna probably end up meeting her, but I've got a new friend and I got a new customer. So that's awesome. So ways to add through Instagram in a quick and easy fashion is an app called Captivate. If you don't have it, you need to get it. I don't know if it works on Androids, but it does for iPhones. So I'm actually recording on my husband's phone so I can show you guys what Captivate is. So Captivate looks like this. So it's this one right here. So what you do is you go to Captivate, and what I like to do is to add people of similar interests or something that kind of pertains to your market. So if you're a mom, search for mom stuff, baby stuff, ways that you can find someone who has a lot of followers, and then you're going to take some of their followers. So what I started doing is because when I was in a sorority in college, I know how hard it was to work a job and also be active because it's such a demanding responsibility to be in a Greek organization. So I've started adding local kids who are in sororities or fraternities in Charlotte because that's where I live right now. So I'll take someone's Facebook, or I'm sorry, not their Facebook, take their Instagram handle, and then you just click, I'll start over. So this is the home screen. You go to search here, and then at the top, you just search for whoever. So I'm just gonna put in my Instagram so I can kind of show you guys what I would do if you were looking at somebody else's. So you're gonna search it. I'm gonna click my Instagram. So that's my first picture. So then what I'm gonna do is, what I like to do is I go to the most recent picture and click where it says likes, and it's going to auto load everyone who has liked that picture. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit quick select. It's gonna give you a screen like this. And I say select all. And then you're gonna hit actions and then hit follow. Now, I do recommend upgrading to the premium features because with the premium features, you can do add to cloud queue. So what that means is even if your phone is locked and it's not running, it's running in the background. So you can set this while you're at work, while you're asleep, while you're taking care of your kids, whatever you have to do, set Captivate and it'll run on the cloud. Now, if you have it so it's just doing the traditional following for you on Captivate, you have to keep your phone unlocked and Captivate has to be open. So it is well worth the like $3 I think I spent to have it running all the time. So I usually typically add about 200 people per person, and it's automatically following. And then after about a week or two of mass adding people, I will go back through and I will unfollow people. So I select everyone who's not following me back, and then I unfollow all of them because again, you always want to have a higher ratio, I don't know why I'm raising the roof, a higher ratio of people that are following you than people that you are following. So if you have 3,000 people following you, you want to have like 2,000 people that you're following. Again, just keeping that ratio because it just looks better. It looks kind of sketchy if you someone goes to your page and you only have like 200 followers, but you're following like 5,000 people. Like it just looks kind of weird. So you want to always keep that ratio, again, even in that sense that you have more people that are following you than you have of people that you're following. So you have more followers than you're following, if that makes sense. So that's what you want to do. So that's how you build your network via social media. Again, so Facebook, Instagram are my main two. You can use Snapchat. I'm not really into Snapchat. I just feel like I'm too old for that. I feel like it's kind of like dwindling. It's just kind of weird. But I've seen people be very successful in building through Snapchat. But again, the whole purpose of building your network is to build relationships. Every day you need to be commenting on people's when you're scrolling through your newsfeed on Instagram, or also stories. Stories are great. So the more people that if you go through their stories and you're commenting on their stories, then the higher quota your story is gonna have to show up. So like here's mine. So these are the people that I frequently watch that are showing up in here. So again, I only see like the first few people. Like you have to keep scrolling to get to people. So if you're not interacting with people, you're gonna be at the tail end. No one's gonna be seeing your stories. And that's how I build my network, is through my Instagram story. I hardly post on my page anymore because it's so much easier to just post like me playing with my dogs, me getting ready for work, and then throw a product in there and a before and after, and then another picture of like me and my husband, me watching The Bachelor. So you kind of just, I call it subliminal messaging. You kind of just like randomly throw in a product or info about the business into your story, while you're doing other things. So again, you're not spamming people in that sense. So let's say you click on, I'm gonna pick on my husband because he's first in my story, because I always like to know what he's doing there during the day. So like I would pick his story and then I would send a message. And again, remember, make sure it's at least 6 words, make it meaningful, ask a question, because people feel like they need to respond to questions. So if you ask a question, then you're gonna get a message in your inbox, and then Instagram's algorithm is gonna say, oh wow, this person gets a lot of interaction. Let me boost their stories to other people, so more people are going to see your stuff. So the more engagement you have, the more views you have, the more you're gonna grow your business, the more successful you're gonna be for getting new distributors, for getting people that are interested in the products. Again, you can post about weekly bonuses. You can post about your commission check, like how much money you're gonna be making and what you're doing with that money. There's so many ways to build through stories that you're not spamming people via your news feed or on your stories as well. And just one more thing about your Instagram profile is you never want to have anything about it works on there. You never want to have something about like, oh, I'm selling stuff, because then people automatically unfriend you or unfollow. Like, oh, you just followed me to get me to buy stuff from you. You want it to be about you and your life. So like, here's my page. So I have a picture of me, my first one that I did. I have a picture from like the 90s day we did at school because I'm a teacher. I have me last year at the beach. So again, these pictures don't have to be recent. But what I do is I just kind of post about my life. You can see I have a husband, I have dogs, I have students, I have a niece, wedding photos, just things that I do, are honeymoon pictures. But within those pictures is where I post about the business. So like with this picture, I talked about how the weather was nasty, but I was making money working for my cell phone at a brewery on a Sunday and spending the day with my husband. That's talking about the business. That's talking about what I can do and how I can work from my phone. But again, it's not, I don't have a product picture. It's not spammy. I'm wearing an It Works shirt, but you can barely see it. So again, kind of less is more in the sense that you want to talk about your life, because people want to go to your page and feel a certain way when they're on your page. How are you making them feel? So again, talking about if you're a stay-at-home parent, staying home with your kids, like Marty works from home and hangs out with our dogs all day. Like, what parent or person do you see out there that's not like, I wish I could be home with my animals all day? Well, there are people who do it, and now we have the opportunity to teach you how to do that. So definitely take advantage of that. So again, this is why it's so important to be building your network on a daily basis. So if you have any questions, again, please feel free to reach out to your enroller or your upline and ask about apps to help you, photo editing, how to use Captivate. Any questions you have, again, we are here to help. We're a team. We want to see you succeed. So feel free to ask us any questions. We'll talk later.